Thursday night training, Mr. Paul Davis. How you doing, Gaffer?
Yeah, I'm alright, Stu. I'm alright, how are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. I had a good day at work, day off tomorrow, so happy.
That's what happens when you're the boss.
Well, sort of. But anyway, tell us about your week in football then. What you been doing?
Obviously Tuesday we were coming into train, and then the skies have opened all week, haven't they, across the country, so we couldn't train, so we set some running for the players, and they've done that and sent their times in. We've managed to watch Stamford play away at Corn on Tuesday night, so normal week really. We watched the game back against Worcester, which we're not happy with the way we performed on the day, to be honest, and going to go through a bit of it tonight and get a game plan ready for Saturday.
Yep. So we're home again at Stamford. We're doing okay at home, playing some really, really good football. Of course, we lost on the 3G on last Saturday, but that's by the by, and that one's gone. We've got to get 3 points on Saturday and again on Tuesday, with massive games coming up. They're coming thick and fast now. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Stamford are a really good side. They're one of the form sides.
Say this every week, and then we come in and then we absolutely annihilate Bishop Stortford. So they weren't that bleeding good.
Well, they were, because they went and drew at the top of the league on the Saturday. So and they were 2-0 up in that game away from home. So make no mistakes about it, we were really good against Bishop Stortford. They're not a poor side. We were really good, but Stamford are very different to the team that was probably seen earlier on in the year. They still have the same characteristics and ethos behind with the manager, where they will always work hard, they'll always be physical, they'll always be organised, and now they've got some goals at the top end of the pitch with Duffy, Lobjoy and Kai Tong scoring goals as well now. So they've not let massive goals in all season, to be honest, and you were there when we played them away. It was a real tough test that day, wasn't it? Even though I felt we probably deserved to win, we were hanging on at the end. So we've always had good games here against Stamford. I remember last year it was a draw, they had 2 men sent off. It was that sort of game. We don't expect anything less on Saturday, and the people that are going to come to the ground thinking we're playing a team in the bottom 4 is not quite true.
Yeah. Right, injuries. Tell us about injuries. What we got coming back, what we got going out, you tell me.
At the minute, don't really know. I know Ison's going to train tonight. Van's going to train tonight, which is good news. Obviously, Lafferty's not injured, still suspended. Henry Landers is probably a week to 10 days, maybe 2 weeks away from even being on the grass. He's had a little setback. Harry Riley obviously came on Saturday, which we're delighted to see. So we are in a better place than we were last week, but as with everything this season, seems to when we have steps forward, we have a little bit of steps back, and we've got a few issues with tight hamstrings and tight calves and things, and this is probably the week we could do without playing 3 games in a week, but we've got to do it. People have got to go through the barrier, and they have done so far, so I've got no complaints.
You're bringing in Austin Samuels this week. Wealth of experience for a 25-year-old. So what's the thinking behind that?
Yeah, no, Austin trained with us last year, and we really liked him at the time, and we were ready to offer him a deal, and then Spennymoor came and swapped him off his feet. And I know it's not a local one, but when you've got the opportunity to play at the level and things like that, he decided to go there. We've sort of stayed in touch since then. I know he's had a few clubs this year, and he started to really light it up at Alfreton, which again is a league above us, and do quite well. And then the manager changed, and like when manager changes, players change, and he sort of found himself playing for the manager that was at Alfreton at Corn, and then sort of things didn't quite work out there, and I sort of reached out to him at the beginning of January, and we managed to strike up a deal, and hopefully he hits the ground running, and we had a conversation with him. He says he wants to find a home, so hopefully this can be the home for him. We can let him unleash his talent, and he gets us to where we want to be.
Yeah, he scored some goals in some higher leagues. I think he scored for Bradford when he was on loan there as well, and a few goals in Scotland for Inverness Caledonian Thistle.
Yeah, no, he is a goal scorer. Last Thursday, we sort of did a bit of crossing and finishing, and the pitch was not great, and his finishing was second to none. So if we can get him in the positions, I'm sure he'll put the ball in the back of the net.
And of course, you brought another centre forward in last week with JT. I ain't going to say the rest of it, but JT came in and you brought him on in the second half.
Yeah.
He's a big old unit.
Yeah, and I thought he did well. You know, he's only trained with us once, and so I said to him on Saturday, sort of watch the way we play to understand what we sort of want from you. And like I said, I thought he did well. Put himself about. It was unfortunate he didn't really get that clear-cut chance in the box, but yeah, he's got real good pedigree, and we're trying to help him launch on the rest of his career. I think it's been no secret, Stu, has it, that possibly we've been struggling for goals at the top end of the pitch. Touch wood, because we're quite good defensively, we've been winning games. But when you can add a little bit of firepower, that gives you something that you're missing.
Absolutely, we've got to get that impetus back going onto another run, and build us up to the playoffs and beyond.
Yeah. I mean, if I'd have said to you 9 games ago we'll win 7 of them, don't matter whether you win 6 in a row or lose the last 2 out of 3. But if we can win 7 out of the next 9, that'll give us a real good setup for the rest of the season. Put us in a really good place. But the full focus is Stamford Saturday, and that's the only game that we can concentrate on, and then we'll move on after that.
Best of luck, Gaffer.
Cheers.